The revolution's begun. The time to stand up has come. We are the rocking of the throne. We are the rocking of the throne.
I'm Victor Tiffany with Revolt Against Plutocracy, the Bernier Bust organization. We initiated this channel in part to address our critics or to correct the record. And in this case, we have somebody writing in a left-wing website, magazine, if you will. I know it used to be a hard copy. I don't know if it still is. In these times, making a false claim about Bernier Bust in 2016. So let me turn on my share screen here, and I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is In These Times from 2016, and it shows, first the headline, Bernier Bust is real and probably not going away anytime soon. I don't know if you can see this, but it was 2016 on July 26th, which is the day of our rally. This was probably video from our rally, or a picture taken from our rally. So what's happened recently is another In These Times story, an upshot from when Working Families Party endorsed Elizabeth Warren without indicating what the vote count actually was. Obviously, like the 2016 primaries, it was rigged because they won't even tell us about it. But here's the headline. Trolls are sowing discord between Sanders and Warren supporters. So before I get into what it is actually that's false about this story, I want to go to the neoliberal page on our website. This is, you see here, neoliberals. So I know it's a little distorted, you can't see it very well. But the one I have highlighted here is titled, When It Comes to U.S. Militarism, Elizabeth Warren is No Progressive, by Sarah Lazier, In These Times, May 17th of this year. So apparently it's more than trolls who are sowing discord between Sanders and Warren supporters. We'll start with that. A little bit of double standards or hypocrisy on the part of Joel Blyfus. That's who wrote this. I believe he's the editor of In These Times. So come on down, scroll on down here, and this section right here is what has me upset. It's unclear how many of the attacks on Working Family staff were sent by bots or covert agitators, but Time reports many of the attacks were accompanied with the hashtag Bernier Bust. That's very possible. I know a lot of my criticisms of the people behind this vote were accompanied by the hashtag Bernier Bust. It's the rest of it that we're taking issue with, which was commonly used in 2016 by Russian trolls. Really? Because in 2016 you wrote, Bernier Bust is real. Why the change? And apparently this author, Dreyfus, or Blyfus, I guess his name is, Blyfus, seems to think that, I don't know if this commonly used in 2016 by Russian trolls came from the Time report. I don't think so. I think he's just pulling this claim out of his rectum. That's basically the point here. We could go back in Twitter, do a search of hashtag Bernier Bust. You'd have to go down, and it would take days just to go down the Twitter feed to 2016 and then examine the accounts that were using the Bernier Bust hashtag. I don't have that kind of time, but I don't remember anything even closely associated with Russians doing that. The Russians were doing weird stuff on Facebook and apparently Twitter, but they weren't using Bernier Bust to our knowledge. So that's basically the problem with In These Times and the reason of this video. We know that this isn't going to work, this strategy, Bernier Bust, unless the media starts covering. And I'm not talking about CNN. They lie by omission, right? They're not going to talk about Bernie or bust until it's too late for Democrats to do the smart thing. In 2016, we said Bernie or bust was a prediction, but we have more information this time around that indicates Bernie or bust is a foregone conclusion. And that comes in part because we know Bernie's going to bring poor people and poorly educated and working class into the Democratic Party coalition in a way that the Clintons literally drove these people out. People aren't going to vote for someone like Obama or Clinton because they're not campaigning on a platform that is what these people need. Bernie is. Poorly educated people need free college education. He will pull them into the coalition, the winning coalition, to defeat either President Trump or Pence, depending on if he's impeached and what then happens in the U.S. Senate. So our point is, and this is a video that's available, it's on a special announcement at the very top of our website, bernieorbust.info, and it explains exactly the winning coalition that Bernie's going to pull together. It's not just Bernie or busters, although there is a Bernie or bust generation that's new, that again, the media is just not covering. We encourage you to reach out to the progressive media, whether it's in these times. Ask them to cover the Bernie or bust story. The Humanist Report hasn't talked about it yet. There's just the only two that have covered it that we know of or won't cover it. Nico House has covered this. Joe Rogan is a podcaster who hasn't covered Bernie or bust. You ask him to cover the Bernie or bust or to interview the Bernie or bust organizer. And it doesn't have to be me. We have other people on our committee who can handle interviews very well and defend this strategy. So, there's a long list of progressive people out there. Nico House has covered it. Benjamin Dixon won't cover it. So Garland Nixon hasn't covered it in his radio show yet. So there's people out there, a lot of progressive voices out there that are not covering this yet. And if they don't cover it, Democrats aren't going to know about it. And if they don't know about it, they're going to think, well, Elizabeth Warren is a woman. She can defeat Donald Trump. No, she can't. She's not going to bring these poor people and these poorly educated people to a winning coalition. They're just not going to come out and vote for her. They haven't in 70 years. That's the insight that we got from a paper published in 2018. Again, go to bernieorbust.info and look at the special announcement at the top of that page. And it's all laid out there exactly who these people are, why they're going to vote for Bernie, and why they're not going to vote for Biden or Warren or any other of these neoliberals. So if you could help us reach out to progressive media and ask them to cover the Bernie or bust movement and strategy, we'd appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time.
Revolt Against Plutocracy won't just be covering the news about the necessary revolution in the United States. Sometimes we'll be making the news. If you want to stay on top of the revolutionary actions and strategies of grassroots, genuine progressives, and our allies, please subscribe to our YouTube channel today.